Hey everybody, TheScotyDont here for TheScotyDont. Today we are going to talk about my limited edition 1911 that I picked up a while back. I actually, about the time I started this channel, I was going to do it around this pistol, just kind of to kick it off. Ran into some things along the way, but I'll discuss that. But this is the Sig Sauer 1911 Spartan Carry Edition. There are only 300 of these that were ever made. And it's got this nice, lovely oil rub bronze finish over the top of stainless steel. So it's an all stainless steel gun. The slide, the frame, the barrel, basically the internals that would be typically stainless on a stainless gun. It's all stainless, and then there's a nitron coating over the top of this, which Sig puts on, you know, their 226s, 228s, 229s, the 227, all that series. That's that same nitron style coating, just this one happens to be this lovely oil rub bronze color. Around about July of last year, I got this as a birthday present to myself. I saw them a couple years ago at SHOT Show in the full-size Spartan, which was the government model, which was about that much longer. It's the 5-inch barrel, it's the full-length slide. This is a 4.2-inch, kind of a commander style. But yeah, a couple years ago at SHOT Show, people started talking about Sig coming out with the Spartan, and it was going to have this nice, lovely finish on it. Have the Molon Labe engraved into the slide. It's supposed to be inlaid in 24 karat gold. Okay, it doesn't corrode. I think that's okay, but I just think it's a cool engraving. Comes with the grips on both sides with the Spartan helmet and the Molon Labe again, and then this 300 version comes with one of 300 on this side, so that's nice. Kind of lets you know that you're dealing with something a little different. Anyway, I saw the full-size Spartans and thought that was just really cool. I've been looking for a 1911 for a long time, and I wanted something a little different. There's so many 1911s out there from so many different manufacturers, and it's gotten to the point where a lot of them are a lot alike, unless you go with like the super high-end ones, where I don't have multiple thousands of dollars to throw into any one gun at this point. So that just wasn't an option. They rolled out with the Spartan, thought it was a great idea, except for I didn't want a full size. I wanted a commander. Started digging around on Gunbroker, and lo and behold, they do have a carry that I saw advertised on Gunbroker. So I called up Sig and I said, hey, is this a farce? Did somebody do something? And they said, no, this is something that we did a limited run of. There's only 300 of them. We had a distributor that wanted it that way. And so after the numbers were right, they decided to do just this one run. I said, okay, next question. Are you thinking about doing one on a permanent run for the Spartan series? And they said absolutely not. We don't even have plans on the drawing board to make this a permanent run. So I said okay. So I went back, started figuring it out. Anyway, bid on one, got one. Absolutely loved everything about it. It's just everything about it screams that it's just a little different. I love how Sig has kind of done their little Sigization, if you will, on the classic 1911 lines. It just kind of changes things up just a little bit, and it makes it just it gives it a little different. It's something a little different, and that's what I like about it. Obviously, here we go. We'll start off with the whole safety check. No brass, no ammo, no blammo. So the other thing that I discovered here is that the Sig has a carry line that's not a true Commander. I guess Commander is probably licensed to Colt, and the barrel length on a Commander would be 4 1/4, so 4.25 inches. The carry, which is what Sig calls their line, has a 4.2 inch barrel, and I measured that out, again making sure that that wasn't a typo or that wasn't a misread somewhere. So it is just a little bit shorter than the traditional Commander size frames. What I like about the Commander over the officer style 1911s is that the Commander still has a full-size firing grip. I like that. For me, I've got big hands, so it works. I like stuff I can get my hands on. The more I can get my hands on it, the better I can control it. More control, better accuracy, etc. But like I said, I like that slightly shorter barrel length, or slightly shorter slide length. I feel like you get a lot for what you pay for with the SIGs, because this comes with a stainless steel barrel, like I was talking about, but it is a match barrel. There's a match set and sear, and the trigger and hammer are match grade as well. It also comes with a magazine well on the bottom, which and a flat mainspring housing here. It's got your little speed bump on your grip safety, the additional beaver tail. So a lot of the stuff that you would look at upgrading, this one already has upgraded. And that's what I liked about it, was a very full-featured gun considering the price point, and on top of that you add the specialized finish, the fact that it is a limited run of only 300 pistols, and it just really came into this whole special wow factor that really just I absolutely went for. So aside from that, like I said, aside from that, it's pretty traditional 1911, and we'll just break it down real quick. So you've got that, you've got your bushing, you just rotate out of the way, your plunger that pulls off, right? You got your spring, of course it's not going to pull all the way out, which just tells me the spring's really tight. It still grips onto the guide rod. So here we go, we're going to back that out to the takedown notch, which goes right shaw. Alright, takedown pin comes right out. Whole slide comes right off. Now you can pull out your guide rod, which is the little GI style. It's not a full length. I don't know if full length. I've heard it both ways. I've heard that full length does deliver a little bit of extra accuracy. I've also heard that it doesn't. So until I can find something one way or the other, I figure leave it as is, because I like how easy the takedown is. It's very straightforward. It's something I can do without any extra tools. I like that. So that's where I go. Until I can find something definitive that says yes or no. Anyway, so you go ahead, rotate that bushing the other way now, and it'll pull off just like so. Barrel comes right out the front of the frame with a slide, and there you go. Now here you can see in here, like I said, that beautiful coating is also on all of the internals as well. And it just makes for, just like I said, it's a very well finished, well thought out gun. Another thing that 1911s are known for is their accuracy, and you can start to see why. You've got these nice long rails on the inside that fix that slide in the barrel and the whole upper assembly onto a fixed plane, and you've got that much more to keep it all in line. It's just one of those things. So anyway, and again, like I said, you've got that coating that all over the internals. So everything's coated inside and out. It's just a lovely way to go. Other than that, that's it. That's a simple breakdown on a 1911. It's really quick, straightforward. Yes, it does have a couple extra pieces compared to your Glocks, your M Ps. That's nothing to be scared of, though. So anyway, we'll throw this back in line. But nice stainless steel barrel. Like I said, your link and everything. So we're going to go ahead and put this back together. Alright, so we got your barrel. Slide that back in. Alright. You got your bushing on. Turn it the correct way. And then turn it the other way so it'll lock up. Alright, at this point you're going to go ahead and put your spring through this way. And I've heard that over time, as this gets used, this will loosen up, this spring will loosen up its grip over the guide rod. However, it's still in, like I said, it's still, I've fired it quite a bit. I've put a put every bit of 2,000 rounds through here. I believe I'm closer to 2,500 at this point through this pistol, and it's still hanging on pretty tightly. So I'd imagine that is going to serve me for quite some time. I shouldn't have to replace any of that. Alright, so we've got everything forward. We make sure that our barrel link is in the forward position, just like so. We go ahead and rail it. Slide this right over to that takedown notch again. Make sure that your link is in that downward position, because if not, that's going to cause you problems. Because this pin goes through the frame, goes through the link, and then goes through the frame and secures on the other side. So we're going to slide that one in there. Alright, like so. Give it a quick shake. Okay, you don't hear the link rattling around, so you got the link in place, right? Alright, now lift up so you don't get what's known as the idiot scratch on the 1911, right? So you're just going to lift up, line everything up ahead of time, and then push down right in place, and it clicks right in, and that way you don't get that, like that idiot scratch that just, you'll see it on some 1911s, and like I said, it's just frequently called the idiot scratch, and it's one of those things that as soon as you did it, you realize you're like, I'm an idiot. So there you go. Anyway, you got your little plunger button on top of the spring, push that down in place, right, and rotate your bushing back around. There you go. Another thing, I will use the safety occasionally as I'm doing a takedown, because on a 1911, the safety does lock the slide in place, which when you're juggling pieces around, that can be a nicety. Thank you, Hickok 45, for that little bit of advice too. Anyway, so other things about it, I mean, it's a 1911. It is just a gorgeous piece of American engineering and Americana itself. I mean, this is an enduring thing that John Moses Browning came up with pre-1911. It's known as the 1911 because that's when the Army adopted it. But it predates that just a little bit. But I mean, it's over 100 years old and still every bit of a valid design compared to some of your other offerings that are out there. It does have a capacity, I'm not going to call it an issue, but there is a capacity limitation that you deal with 1911s because they are single stack. By the way, it came with these 8 round stainless steel single stack mags from the factory. I can't find anything positive that identifies who manufactured them. However, they look identical to the ones that Ruger makes for their 1911. So whoever that producer is, I'm betting is the guy that does these. But I don't seem to know who that is. Maybe somebody can throw it in the comments or something like that. But yeah, just slides in, fits real nice, looks good with that magwell extension. It looks like it belongs just like that. I mean, how good is that? So, anyway, you've got that nice big grip for me, that perfect grip angle that 1911s all have, that I like so much. Sorry, Glock fanboys, I just can't get down with the Glock. That grip angle is just funky to me. I like them, they're respectable, but I don't care for them. So there you go. Anyway, back to 1911. It's, like I said, it's great. It does have an external extractor, which is different from a strictly traditional 1911. However, I've not noticed any issues making it either more or less reliable than an internal extractor like a traditional 1911 would have. I have fired other 1911s, however, this one is my first one, so I do have a point of reference for that. But like I said, it's just a slightly different way. And Sig's not the only guy doing the external extractor on a 1911. I believe Smith & Wesson has one as well. There's a few other manufacturers that are out there. But anyway. Also, slipped me earlier, but this has the very nice Sig Night Sights built in as standard. They're Novak style, but they're very high quality. Very little air at all on either side, but just a little bit, enough to give it a, you know, like enough to be rapid acquisition, but still fine enough to where you get some fine target shooting out of it as well. So there you go. All right. Well, let's look at some competitive offerings real quick for about this same size class. Okay, for those of you guys that are wondering, oh, 19s are too big for carry. I don't buy that. If you have the right body type and you have the right amount of knowledge, and importantly enough, the right holster, you can make just about anything a carryable sidearm. Okay, so anyway, this is something that I've had for a while. This is Smith & Wesson M P 40 full frame. I do have the large grip back strap on there. It does have external safeties, so does this. I like external safeties, not everybody does. Feel free to leave as much hate as you want to in the comments about that one. This is just the way I roll, it's the way I like it. So anyway, you've got that. And these are very similar overall as far as the frame size and all that. Also, interestingly enough, the big boy in the house, we got the HK USP 45. So, for those days when I'm just feeling oh so operator, I don't really carry this. I put it, this is the one that, you know, stays on the nightstand. But anyway, interestingly enough, it is also very similar in size to the 1911. However, and it's also very similar in weight, even though it is considerably larger. Again, that's due to the polymer here as well. But anyway, I would say that you could, if you wanted to, say that these would be good for a adequate size comparison. Your Smith & Wesson is a little thicker, okay, and that's where the 1911 really shines. Is it gives you a really big bullet, a really big bore gun, but it gives you a very slim overall frame and presentation. So that's one of the things that I like about it. That and inherently accurate. I choose to carry, I prefer to carry in the Incog holster, which is a joint venture between G-Code Holsters and Travis Haley. They came up with this, and I have not found anything that's better for the way that I carry, and I like it. The other thing to be careful about, this is not, you have to remember that this is a Sig 1911. Again, it has those slightly different cuts in the slide. You should not order a traditional 1911 holster in Kydex or leather, because it will fit for that flat slab side slide, okay, and it could potentially start giving you premature wear off of your finish. Just one of those things. Or in a leather holster, it may not even let you holster the thing if it's brand new. Or if you get it in there, it may not let you come back out. Again, that's a problem, right? But nice. Polished, slides in like glass. It is not the greatest of retention. However, once you put this in your belt and it goes between your body and your belt, your body is going to squeeze on it just a little bit. It's going to give you all the retention you could possibly want. In fact, we'll go ahead and do this right now. So, by the way, today's carry, courtesy of Ruger and 357 Magnum, the SP 101, which is something I was wearing around the house. Anyway, so we'll change out our belt real quick, because it is a little on the heavy side, so I do like a nice stout belt. The one that I have today is the Ranger belt by Aries Gear, and I've been wearing this around for a bit, and I actually really like it. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and throw this on real quick. So make sure I'm not ridiculous and forgetting belt loops. So anyway, while we're at it, we can look at this. Okay, so you go ahead with the Aries Gear swap over your buckle. It was a little bit irritating at first having to swap over the buckle, but honestly I haven't found any better way to do it. So, okay, so the Incog is primarily designed as a appendix carry, and as you saw, I do like appendix carry. However, the difference in the amount of grip there is pretty extreme, and I found with my body type, I can't hide this big blocky thing coming that far out of my abdomen. I just can't do it. So I carry it a more traditional, for me, more traditional, about the 3:30, 4 o'clock position. And we'll just go ahead and hook up. So you slide it around. Clips over the loop, just like so. And then for me, at my body type, this actually hides away pretty well, I would say, considering the sheer size of it. I am wearing one of my more medium shirts. But anyway, I mean, it's because of the grip angle, because of the way it carries and the way I've set it up, it works out really, really well. And your draw is obscenely fast. I'm not sure if that's just an attribute of the G code, or if that's just the grip angle and all that stuff coming together, but it is just very, very fast. So anyway, like I said, love the G code, the G code Incog. I also carry these. I do like to carry backup mags for everything that I carry, and these are what I use. I use the Wilson Combat 10-round stainless steel mags. I forget what the actual item code is for them. They're great mags. I don't quite feel like they lived up to all the hype. Everybody just super hyped them when I was getting to 1911. Asked the gun guys in the forums, online, talked to a couple guys at my local gun shop. Everybody said, get your Wilson Combat mags and it'll be the greatest awesome thing, most awesome thing you've ever done. They are good. I just don't know if they lived up to all of the hype. I don't know. I guess I was... they haven't failed me in any way, so I don't know. Anyway, that's kind of how I feel about it. But on these, I was going to say that's the little outside the waistband paddle holster style mag caddy or mag holder that comes from G code as well. And I just hook these through, clip them right on, slide them where I want them. The thing that I like about these and from G code is that you can angle, with the set screws that are on here, you can angle the cant on them. They can sit straight up and down, they can cant forward. I actually really like them canted. To me it's more comfortable, I feel like it's more concealable, and I feel like I can get to it just a little bit faster. So there is that. But these are, I was going to say also, these are the little tactical fuzz. Hasn't come off, hasn't worn away. I have noticed it has faded just a tad, but it still looks very, very dark black to me as well. But yeah, they're great. They don't pick up smells, which is nice. I live in Florida, so, you know, hey, we sweat like, 10 months out of the year. It's sweat weather. So that's kind of one of them things. You don't want anything that's all funky when you wear it. Anyway, that's really about it. I've just absolutely love it. It's been awesome. It's been a really great pistol to me. I have noticed that when I was breaking it in, it did have a few bobbles here and there. However, I'll give it a pass because I think that may be ammunition related. I'm going to continue testing on that and just go ahead and verify it. But again, when you're dealing with an all-metal construction gun, all those metal parts need to work into each other, just like you would break in a car or any other machine that you would use. You should break it in before you really run it hard. because it kind of needs to machine itself, is what it's doing. It's polishing itself, it's machining itself, everything kind of fitting together the way it was intended to work. You have a more extended break-in period on these, or you should expect to have one, versus these polymer wonder pistols that are out here. That's the way I feel about it. So there it is. Anyway, just can't say enough good things about this. It is such a beautiful, gorgeous gun. If you're looking for a unique, one-of-a-kind style 1911, I absolutely recommend that you go out there, start hitting up Gunbroker, or if you're lucky enough to find one in an actual gun shop, or you from that distributor, whoever that is, grab it up. I absolutely recommend the 300 edition Spartan carry from Sig. It's just beautiful. Anyway, this is all from me. Expect to see a little more here in the coming weeks. Also, we'll be talking about some more of the fitness and activity side of my channel. Starting to talk about your obstacle course racing and stuff like that. And of course, I did the Spartan race. I've done a few other ones since then, so we're going to talk a little more about that. Anyway, if you guys like what you see, please feel free to go ahead, thumbs up, like, subscribe, any of that other jazz. Swing by gunchannels.com, and that's where me and a bunch of guys me and a bunch of my friends hang out and talk about just anything gun related, really. It's got a nice little embedded YouTube viewer, so you can have a little chat room alongside with the YouTube hangouts and all that stuff. It's pretty good stuff. Anyway, other than that, it's been great. Everybody, take it easy.